Kari and Sarah.
Melissa, you'll be with me and Timmy.
No one's gonna go with Dad?
Kari and Sarah. Is anyone going with Dad?
Yeah.
Can you just hold this for me like that, brother?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Scott, who you going with?
Yeah.
Okay. Just hold like that.
Do you want to laugh about some old
Đi đâu đâu nào.
You just place it right onto the truck. And straight. And still. Dennis, are we on the truck straight?
It looks straight.
Okay.
Swing this one.
Yep. So we're gonna have the picture and the banner go in front of us. And then the family will be right behind. So. Yes.
Over here. Down, Florida. Take a seat over here if you'd like. The casket pieces were like jewelry.
I had more of a connection with my dad. Like, I don't know if I was old enough to understand or anything, but I could just never, ever be mad at my dad. Like, I always understood. Like, I always understood what he was saying. And I never held a grudge against him for it. I never, ever held a grudge against him for it because, like, I don't know, like, I just always felt a connection with my dad. Like, even way back on Shaughnessy Terrace, I was like probably 2-3 years old, and that's exactly how I remember my dad. That's like literally exactly how I picture my dad is when like he was like, you know, like 18, 20 years old. I was like practically just born, and I just remember, you know, like always people at my house and just like hanging out and things like that. And my dad always spent like a lot of time with me. He was always there for me, and he just always was. Like, even when I started to grow up, my mom's grandmother, my great grandmother, she always like babied my brother, babied my sister, but she wasn't really fond of me very much. I don't know why, but my dad always, like, regardless, my dad always made me feel like special and made me feel like I mattered. I was with him 24/7. Like, whenever he went out, I went out, no matter what. Like, my dad never ever kept me in the house. He never kept Sarah in the house. No one. We were always out doing something. And I just want to remind people that, like, yeah, my dad, like, he went a different way in life, but he was still a person. Like, he was still a human being. Like, he loved to, like, you know what I mean? He had hobbies. I remember when I used to live on Ellis Avenue, my dad used to love collecting, like, different, like, weapons and walking sticks and things like that, like knives and things like that. And he would literally just put it on display. Like, it's not like he, like, you know, he wasn't, like, he was a bad person. And, like, I don't know. Like, I remember when I was little, like, elementary school, he went away to immigration a few times. And I just remember feeling like I lost my best friend because when my dad was gone, it's like I felt like I had no one because, like I said, my great grandmother was always there for like sorrow and stuff, but she wasn't always, like, she favored her boys, and I'm not a boy, so, you know, so like I just always remember like feeling so left out. And like my dad would always take me, every time the carnival came, we would always go on the teacups because I was always afraid of the other rides. I hated roller coasters. So he always made sure there was a ride that I would go on with him. and we would ride the teacups every single time a parent would be around. And like I said, like, my dad was like, you know what I mean? My dad wasn't a bad person. I've never seen my dad angry, ever. I've never seen him cry, never seen him angry. My dad always had the same smile on his face. I can still hear him laughing now. Like, just laughing. And, you know, like, me and Sarah, we live through my dad. My dad lives through us with, you know, our smiles. We have the same exact teeth, same smile, same facial structure. You know, like I said, my dad was a human being. He wasn't a bad person. He loved flea markets. He was a really bad hoarder. Really bad hoarder. Like, he felt like anything could be used in the house. We were not allowed to get rid of anything in the house. And I just like he loved walking, he loved hikes, he loved walking sticks, he loved his hats. Hats for days. He loved watching documentaries. He loved Screech the bird, little cocktail, but he loved him. He used to love our cat Charlie. He was obsessed with him. But I think that's where I get my love from history from and stuff, and why I want to be like history major, because my dad absolutely loved documentaries. Like, that's just what I grew up watching, was just
Straight
documentaries.
History Channel.
Yeah, straight History Channel, or like scary movies. Like, I remember watching it at like the age of 6.
The Grudge.
Yeah, scarred for life, but you know, it's fine. But like I said, like, it's hard when, like, I don't know, for some reason, like, I cried the few first days, but after that, I just couldn't cry anymore. Like, it hurts inside, but there's just some strength in me that, like, you know, I don't know, like, everyone always used to tell me, you're just like your dad. Your personality is just like your dad. And now, like, when I think of it, I'm fine with that, because I'm strong and I want to be strong for my family, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with people leaning on me because I know I can handle it. And that's how my dad was. Everyone went to my dad for everything. Everyone went to lean on my dad for everything. And I don't mind walking in my dad's footsteps. I don't mind accomplishing my goals, so my dad feels like he accomplished some of his goals. And that's all I look forward to in life. And I know that's all that Sarah looks forward to in life, and Paige. And we're gonna get there. We're gonna make my dad proud. He's gonna walk beside me. He's probably gonna sit in some of my like math classes, and at UMass will like, this shit is boring as fuck. Like, I don't know why I'm here, but I don't know, whatever. But I just, like, it's not a, you know, it's not a goodbye. Like, I don't see it like that. It's definitely gonna be a see you later. Like, it's just, this is me saying bye to my dad on this earth, but I know eventually I'm gonna see him again one day, and that brings me comfort knowing that this isn't the last time. This will never be the last time, because one day we'll all be together again, and, you know, obviously I can wait for that day, but at the same time, I can't wait to see my dad again. I can't wait to meet his voice again. And I just know that he's not suffering anymore, and he's not doing anything bad anymore. I don't have to worry about him anymore. And that brings comfort to my soul. And I can't say, like, rest in peace, because I know he's not going to be resting. He's going to be living it up, so let's be real here. He's not going to be resting. He's going to be partying, so, you know.
Party in peace.
Party in peace, Dad. Party in peace.
Excuse me, one moment, dude. One announcement I've been asked to announce is that immediately after the start of the cremation, the family's asked if everyone would go out to my right, your left, to have a group picture in the back parking lot at the conclusion of the service. Excuse me, one moment, dude. One announcement I've been asked to announce is that immediately after the start of the cremation, the family's asked if everyone would go out to my right, your left, to have a group picture in the back parking lot at the conclusion of the service. Excuse me, one moment, dude. One announcement I've been asked to announce is that immediately after the start of the cremation, the family's asked if everyone would go out to my right, your left, to have a group picture in the back parking lot at the conclusion of the service. Excuse me, one moment, dude. One announcement I've been asked to announce is that immediately after the start of the cremation, the family's asked if everyone would go out to my right, your left, to have a group picture in the back parking lot at the conclusion of the service. Excuse me, one moment, dude. One announcement I've been asked to announce is that immediately after the start of the cremation, the family's asked if everyone would go out to my right, your left, to have a group picture in the back parking lot at the conclusion of the service.